at the SoFit Expo, the women's 63 kilogram lifters. And we have our first lifter up. She is going for 43 kilograms. That'll be a good lift.
Good lift for Jennifer at 43 kilos. We're going to go to 44 kilos for her automatic for her second attempt, unless I hear otherwise. 2 minutes on the clock.
Looks like we're just about 25 minutes behind, so not doing too bad. Just like we were talking about on the last competition with that 20 person session here earlier in the day.
Folks, I'm David Tao with Barman, and I'm
Bars
actually
loaded at 44 kilos for Jennifer's second attempt. 1 minute 45 seconds on the clock.
And I'm joined by Robert Hill, who lifted a little bit earlier today in the men's 77 kilogram category. And right now, we are just having a good time watching.
Stop the clock. Loaders, let's load 45 kilos on the bar for Jennifer's second attempt.
Watching these women get started. So action's about to pick up. Like I said, last session of the day. Still got some great lifters yet to go. And we'll be back, obviously, tomorrow morning with female masters actually starting at 9 a.m. Nick Donzilla, who lifted earlier today, did a great job. It says, best weightlifting coverage ever. Thanks, Nick. That's pretty awesome of you to say that.
Bars loaded at 45 kilos for Jennifer's
He had a
second
great day.
attempt.
He was in my session as well. I believe he had a 124 snatch and 165 clean and jerk.
160 clean
or
and
160.
jerk. It was a 1 kilogram meat PR for him.
Okay.
Which is cool.
So good, yeah, absolutely. Especially going into University Nationals, which I know he will be competing at as well. It's good, nice little tune-up meet for him, and keep that good momentum going into it.
He said that's also the first time he's actually had to cut a significant amount of weight for a competition, which is always something to kind of get used to.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to cut a few kilos as well, so it's just like you said, it's another aspect of this sport that some people are not used to, and definitely a skill that's developed.
That's a good lift for Jennifer at 45 kilos.
Jennifer Cronley,
We are
that
going
is
to go with automatic
her
for
second
her
lift,
final
and
46
I think she'll be
kilos,
following
2
herself.
minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Jennifer lifts out of C-word barbell. I'm actually not sure where that is.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either.
So if anyone here lifts is from C-word barbell or knows Jennifer, give us a shout out. Tell us a little bit more about that weightlifting club, where you're from, and where it is. You can just comment live on the stream, and we love hearing more about the lifters, what they do outside of weightlifting, their passions, their hobbies. Maybe they're in school, a student.
Yep.
How long have they been competing? So that's always fantastic to hear. And also, folks, if you like the stream, give it a share, give it a like, give it a heart emoji. Hey, give it an angry face if you want to. I saw a few of those earlier. I guess people don't like me that much, but we haven't had any of those since Robert's been on.
Oh, thank God. Doesn't happen often.
Christina Palumbo says, so great to be able to watch this live. Thank you, Christina. Thank you for watching.
And I believe Christina has a family member competing, Gina Palumbo, who is a part of Team Elite Concepts. She is a lifter out of the same gym as me.
Oh, awesome. She's in this session. That would make sense.
Bit of an overpull.
That was a close miss for Christina, but she still has 2 more chances. We're going to tighten up that bar for her. Put 2 minutes on the clock for her second attempt at 47
Looked like a mistake that she realized what it was pretty quickly, and we'll come back and correct it.
Yeah, I think she's going to do just fine. Now, she's an Ole Concepts lifter.
She is. She's a satellite lifter for Team Elite Concepts. So what that means for us is she does not train at our gym in Orlando, Florida every day. However, Danny will do a remote coaching style with her, as well as many other athletes around the United States.
Cool. Walter Gold says, good job, guys. Need more weightlifting coverage like this. Watching in Ireland. Walter, thank you for tuning in. We agree.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing it.
Absolutely. All the way from Ireland, too. That's it's quite a ways.
It's either really late or really early there. I'm not sure.
One of the two.
Walter, thanks for tuning in.
I have a friend from Australia who's 14 hours ahead, so I really don't know how that translates to Ireland. I'm going to guess behind, but
No,
I
I
could
think
be.
ahead. I don't.
I really have no idea. If you could clear that up for us, I'd appreciate that. Much better.
Yeah, good lift.
Good
Folks,
lift
if
for
you're
Christina at 47
watching
kilos.
live, go
We're
ahead and
gonna
let us
go
know where you're
to
watching from.
48 kilos. The lifter is Jennifer for her final attempt.
Let's see if
Christina
anybody
on
can
deck,
beat
Gabrielle on the
Walters
hold.
Ireland. Anybody further from there?
Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you're cheering for. And also, even if you don't know anyone lifting today, even if you've never been to Jacksonville or Orlando or Florida, let us know about where you lift at, where you train at,
absolutely.
who your coach is. These
Throw
are
your
all
gym
things
out there.
we want to know.
Especially in today, we have new gyms popping up everywhere. New barbell clubs and weightlifting specific gyms. So, yeah, from the long established gyms to the brand new ones, throw your club out there. You never know who's going to be in town.
All right. Look good to her.
That is a
2 to
good
1.
lift for Jennifer
And
at
she looks happy
48
with that
kilos,
lift.
going 3 for 3 on her snatches. Let's load 49 kilos on the bar.
Tim,
For Christina's final attempt, Gabrielle on deck, Katie in the hole.
Tim Larson says hello from Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Okay.
Tim, thanks for tuning in. Awesome to hear from you. Tim, are you stationed in Saudi Arabia? Do you live there? Let us know. Scott Tanis says, way to go to Christina. And Jen Pozica says, New Haven Weightlifting Club there. Shout out to New Haven Weightlifting Club. I assume that's in Connecticut. Good
Great
work.
lift. Good.
Yeah.
Like I said, guys, yeah, you never know when somebody, in this case, is going to be traveling in New Haven, Connecticut. It's always great to interact with other people from other parts of the country that are traveling throughout, and always get some tips and tricks that you may not have heard of before. But
So, Robert, this is interesting. Tim, who's watching from Saudi Arabia, is from Florida, actually, and he's in Saudi Arabia flying helicopters.
sounds like a great life, Tim.
Tim, you're probably much more trustworthy than I am. People won't even let me drive. So,
Yeah.
thanks for tuning in, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome to have you watching.
Tim, if you're a part of a barbell club here in Florida, go ahead and shout out your barbell club as well, or weightlifting gym.
Mike Graber's watching from either New Jersey or Brooklyn, New York. I'm never quite sure where that guy is. Shout out.
He seems to be everywhere.
Shout out to Mike Graber. Thanks for tuning in, Mike. Now that's a good lift for Gabby Lippman. No lift.
51.
I guess she. Oh,
We are going to.
didn't get the down
We're
signal.
gonna
in time.
load. We're gonna go with automatic increase for her second attempt.
Well, she's a Team Oli Concepts lifter. It looks like she got a little excited
Actually, we're
there.
gonna
Yeah,
load the bar to 53 kilos for her second
Newer
attempt.
lifter. She is
Katie on
similar
deck,
to a
Sabrina
lifter in the
hole.
last session.
So
She
that
is
concept
out
was a
of
no lift for her, and it was because
Team
she
Oli
was
Concepts
late to the
in
dock.
South Florida at CrossFit The
But she's
Park,
gonna go
I believe
ahead
it's
and move
called,
up to 53
Okay.
kilos
which
for
is
her
a
second.
satellite gym for us. So she trains down there primarily, and every once in a while we always have our satellite lifters come up and train in our gym.
So Sims Howard says, "Good day from Australia, guys. It's 9 a.m. there."
That is a long time from now.
Wait, is it 9? Does that make sense? No. It says 9 a.m. EST. I don't know. Is it
9 a.m. tomorrow morning, I believe.
Maybe we're just thick. Maybe we just have thick heads. Can't figure out the time zones. Tim Larson lifts out of who's in Saudi Arabia right now. CrossFit IQ West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Shout out to them. And then Mike Graber's actually watching from the New Jersey Transit train home.
Sounds like always on the move, per the usual, Mike.
That is 100% the case. At this point, they should have named a whole train after him, which takes the New Jersey Transit.
Good lift at 53 kilos for Gabrielle.
She's got fantastic
We're gonna go
mobility.
automatic
Yeah.
She's basically
increase
sitting on her
for
ankles
final
there, still
attempt.
very upright.
54 kilos, 2 minutes on the clock.
Elizabeth saying, "Get it, Gabby." Elizabeth is a satellite team Oli Concepts lifter
Bars
in
loaded
Del
at
Rey.
54 kilos for
Del Rey
Gabrielle's
Beach.
final attempt.
How far is Del Rey from here?
Kaylee on deck. Sabrina in the hole.
That may be a better question for her than me.
Oh, and Christina Palumbo says, "A bunch of family watching from upstate New York for Gina." Always great to hear from upstate New York. Barbend is based out of New York City, so not quite as scenic and nice as upstate New York.
Yes. Been in Rochester a few times, but actually have never been to the city.
You're always welcome to.
Loaded
I just
to
moved into a new
55
apartment. I had a
kilos
guest
on the
bedroom.
bar
You're always
for
welcome.
Gabrielle's
I appreciate
final
that. Thank
attempt.
you.
Jennifer Konyeki, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that, is watching for Gina from Philly.
Nice. Looks like we have another Australian viewer as well. Welcome, Leanne.
Leanne Dory, who I think has watched our streams before, if I'm not mistaken. So thanks for tuning in, Leanne. Christine Stapleton says, "Great coverage." Thank you. Robert Hill, who's joined me on as a color commentator, is just pulling me up by my bootstraps, so I'm pretty thankful for that.
Stop the clock. Loaders, let's load the bar to 56
I
kilos.
definitely appreciate the opportunity to
lifter's
come
gonna
and
be Katie
commentate
for
with you
her
guys.
first attempt from epidemic weightlifting.
Oh, you had the hard job today. You had to lift and then commentate.
These weekends always seem to be long, but it's always fun at the end of the day.
Carrie Lloyd says, "Go Gabby, your old friends at CrossFit Frequency are cheering you on." Shout out to CrossFit Frequency.
That is a good lift for Kaylee at 56 kilos. Let's tighten up that bar for Gabrielle's final attempt at 56.
Okay, so we're waiting for Gabrielle Littman to come out for her final attempt in the snatch. And Christine Stapleton asks, "When do the Masters lift?" Great question.
Tomorrow morning, the Masters females weigh in at 7 and lift at 9 a.m., which is when our coverage will start. And then the male Masters lift at 10:30.
We have a few Masters going for qualifying spots on international teams.
Which is always great. You know, you're never too old or too young. What a fight.
She is thrilled to get that.
Great job, Gabrielle. Way to stay with it.
On the bar for Kaylee's second attempt.
That's
Sabrina
awesome.
on deck, Rachel in the hole.
Yeah, it's always a science to itself of, knowing when to fight, so to speak, and knowing when to just let a lift go.
So we're waiting for Kaylee Walsh from
58
Epidemic
kilos on the
Weightlifting.
bar for Kaylee's second attempt, 1 minute on the clock.
Shout out to Epidemic Weightlifting, and if anyone from Epidemic is watching, let us know in the comments. Like, share. I want some more heart emojis, personally. We don't have enough heart emojis. Fabian asks, are juniors lifting with seniors?
They are indeed.
Youth lifted separately. They lifted this morning.
Correct. In this session, we have two junior 63 lifters, Sabrina and Allison Fleming.
We're going to go with automatic increase for her final.
One of which is out of Team Oli Concepts and Backroads Barbell,
Notice
respectively.
let's load the bar to 60 kilos. The lifter is Sabrina. For her first attempt, Rachel on deck, Katie in the hole.
Folks, if you like what you're seeing, go ahead and, especially if you are cheering on a lifter, go ahead and share the stream so more of your friends, more of their friends are going to be able to see it. We bring this coverage to you completely free of charge. We love weightlifting. We love what we do. And frankly, all we ask is that you help us show it to more people. So share the post. It takes 1 click or 2 clicks, depending on what device you're using.
Absolutely.
And that's really all we ask, is that you guys help spread the word and be awesome, engaged spectators, because we think the sport needs it, and that's how weightlifting is going to grow here in the U.S.
Coming from an athlete perspective, as we were talking about last session, it's definitely a great resource, and you guys are definitely engaging in a relatively untapped market as far as, the live streaming process.
60 kilos on the bar.
There's a few other services that do something similar, but, it's a great service that you guys are offering, and love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the growth of the sport and growth of interest in the sport, I think coverage still has to catch up a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. And we have Sabrina
That's a good lift.
with a very easy power snatch at
Good
that.
lift for Sabrina at 60 kilos.
Her coach, Danny Camargo,
We're gonna
reminding
go
her
with
about
automatic
fast turnover
unless you hear otherwise.
off to the side, off to the left hand on your screen. Now she's up.
62 kilos on the bar. The lifter is Rachel. For her first attempt, Sabrina on deck.
So
Katie
Rachel
in the
Moore
hole.
from 813 Weightlifting. Rachel Moore from 813 Weightlifting, her first snatch. We'll see her in just a few seconds.
And 813 Weightlifting is coached by Patrick Costello, who is also on the FWF board.
Oh, great.
Yep, he runs a great program down in Tampa, so if anyone's ever visiting Tampa, please go check him out at CrossFit 813. Cannot speak highly enough about the guy.
That is a good lift for Rachel.
No question
at
about that.
62
Absolutely
kilos.
not. Turnover speed.
Let's tighten up that
Great.
bar for Sabrina's second attempt at 62. The lifter is now Kaylee for her final attempt at 62.
Leanne Dory saying, would love to see you in Australia. This is a great live stream. I'd love to go to Australia.
Yeah.
The lifter loaded the
If we can make that happen
63
some
kilos.
way,
The lifter is now Sabrina
I
for
will
her second
guest
attempt.
commentate all the way to Australia.
Oh,
I'd be more
that'd be-
than happy to.
Sabrina Salma is up at Team Oli Concept. She's next up. She's a junior lifter. And she's about ready to come out and take her next attempt.
After a quick tech stop, I believe.
It's like watching a NASCAR pit crew.
Yeah.
I mean, literally like changing tires.
Yeah.
It's this is, of all the local meets I've been to, and I've been to some backwoods local meets, especially in New England, some great local meets in New England as well. This one is run the most professionally, and that's necessary because, I mean, we have people tomorrow who are
Yes.
trying to qualify for international teams.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great to see. For example, right now we have two national level coaches, or excuse me, referees, that are here doing their jobs and flew in from out of state to do so. It's great to have
Bars
them here,
loaded at
and
63
really appreciate
kilos
that,
for Sabrina's second attempt from Team Oli Concepts.
because without them being here, qualification would not be allowed.
All right, Sabrina, let's see what she's got.
Close miss for Sabrina at 63 kilos, but she still has one more chance. We're going to tighten up that bar for Kaylee's final attempt at 63. Sabrina on deck, Addison in the hole.
Folks, if you are watching at home, go ahead and like, comment, share. We want to know where you're watching from. We've had Australia, Ireland, Saudi Arabia, North Dakota, Florida, Texas, California, Oregon, Massachusetts, Connecticut, you name it. We probably have someone watching, but we're missing some places.
Absolutely.
Anyone from Ohio?
Up north in Michigan or Minnesota,
63
please
kilos on the bar for Katie's final
comment where you guys are from, and again, what gym you guys are at as well.
Anyone in Miami? Anyone want to shout out some Miami gyms?
Got to be somebody from Miami watching.
His arms directly to those heels, keep your chest up. Tight.
Bit of an early arm bend, but yeah, she gets
That's
the job
a good
done.
lift for Katie at 63 kilos, going 3 for 3 on her
A lot of fans out there
snatches.
for Gina Palumbo, so
We're gonna
she has
tighten
yet
up
to
that
open,
bar at
but
63 for Sabrina's
looks like
final
she will be
attempt.
coming up
Addison on
relatively
deck,
soon.
Rachel
Look
in the
forward to
hole.
seeing her lift.
Yeah, she looks like, I guess she's originally from, and someone correct me if I'm wrong on the comments, it sounds like she's got a lot of family in upstate New York. Maybe she's
Yes.
originally from there. Shout out to Southeast Strength in Melbourne, Australia, real quick. Oh,
Good lift for Sabrina.
That's a
at
split decision.
63
Yeah.
kilos.
I guess
Let's
the
load
rest saw maybe a little
64
arm
kilos
bend.
on the
Yeah,
bar for
I
Addison's
see left
first attempt.
elbow,
Rachel on deck, Shelby in the hole.
Lock and unlock and relock, so to speak, a little bobble, but yeah, sometimes you just almost have too much power. I never seem to have that issue, but usually it's the opposite. And here we have Allison Fleming opening up at 64 kilograms. She is the other junior lifter. And I believe she just recently qualified for University Nationals as well at a local meet in Sarasota. Great speed.
That is a good lift for Addison at 64 kilos. We're going to tighten up that bar for Rachel's
And
second
another
attempt
split
at
decision.
64.
Not
Shelby on
sure
deck.
what the
Maybe
one
she didn't
referee
wait for the
saw,
signal
but
down.
maybe a
I
down
think she was
signal.
close. She was
Yeah.
close. Tim Larson, watching from Saudi Arabia, says, saw Danny and a couple of his lifters in Miami at Wadapalooza a few years ago. Great presentation. Christina Palumbo says, yes, Gina is from Rochester, but has been living in Orlando for 8 years.
Got it.
Okay, so we got a transplant.
Appreciate the quick Wadapalooza shout out. I was decided to be a CrossFitter for a weekend and do that competition. It was quite an interesting experience.
Such a close miss for Rachel.
Another
But she
example
still
of too
has
much
one more
power.
chance. We're going to tighten up that bar for her. Give her 2 minutes for her final attempt at 64 kilos.
Lynette Murad says, hello from Valencia in Spain. That's a new one.
That's a new one.
Add to the board. Great lifting, great stream, and loving the commentators. Well, thank you very much. It's 1 a.m. there, and love to you all across the pond. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Lynette. Thanks for staying up and watching some
Yeah, I was
lifting
gonna
with
say,
us.
thank you for staying up till 1 a.m.
That's awesome. I have visited Spain before. I spent about 2 weeks in Barcelona, and at 1 a.m. I was never watching weightlifting. Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough.
Ann Fleming says, way to go, Allie. I assume she's cheering for Allison Fleming from Backroads Barbell. They share a last name. That would make sense.
That would make sense. All right, and here we have Rachel Moore for her third and final attempt. Very solid opener. on that second time, just a little bit too much on it. So let's see if she can find that sweet spot, so to speak.
I think she's going to hit this just fine.
And there it is.
Called it.
Easily.
This is a good hit for Rachel at 64 kilos. We are going to load the bar to 65 kilos for Shelby's first attempt.
She will be competing at the University Nationals next month in what is now New Orleans, as I switched it from Baton Rouge due to the flooding.
Have you been to New Orleans before?
I have not. I will in 1 month.
I am glad you're going for like a wholesome experience.
Yes.
And weightlifting. And
Yeah, for weightlifting purposes.
yeah. Miro Bellini says smooth lift right there. Agreed. It was very smooth. All right, we're above body weight officially on the barbell for these lifters.
Great lift.
Good lift for Shelby at 65 kilos.
Shelby Burke
Let's load
of
66
Ape Squad Lifting.
kilos on the bar for Addison's second attempt. Shelby on deck, Brianne in the hole.
Jordan Thrush says Coach Danny Camargo for many years on the National Junior Squad and several Junior Worlds was his personal coach and my best friend, Bill McDaniel. Wonderful to see the things he's accomplishing in our great sport. John, thank you so much for your commentary. A lot of people forget that before he was a coach, Danny Camargo was a pretty darn good junior lifter.
Yeah, he definitely hit some big lifts back in his day, so to speak.
4-year resident at the OTC.
Yes. Competed in a few junior world competitions. But it's great having you on, John.
Good lift for Addison at 66 kilos. We're going to tighten up that bar.
Great being under the tutelage
Actually,
of
we're
apparently
gonna
your
load
tutelage as well.
67 kilos on the bar for Addison's automatic increase for her final attempt.
He's like one of your coaching grandfathers.
I
Brianne
guess so.
on deck,
And I guess
Shelby
for
in
that
the
I have to
hole.
thank you. Definitely cannot say a bad word about him.
I did have a coach tell me one time I was much better about talking about weightlifting than actually
Stop
lifting.
the clock. Loaders.
And,
load
here I-
68
here I
on the
am
bar
talking.
for Brianne's first attempt. Shelby on deck.
Moral of the story is
Addison
listen
in
to
the
your
hole.
coaches. So, Robert, who are the lifters you most frequently train with when you're training?
Most frequently train with. So typically I will train with Sarah Ellingson, who will be competing tomorrow in the 69 female weight class.
50 kilos, 68 kilos on the bar.
The
for
one and only
Brianne's
Maddie
first
Rogers,
attempt from Coastal Empire.
which I'm sure most of you know. She and I
I think it's actually the first time she's been mentioned on the live stream today,
Oh, that's honestly a relief.
which is later than I would have expected.
Yeah, I expected much earlier. Ah,
Good fight. That was a good fight for Brianne.
She was fighting for it at the end, but I honestly think she caught it on bent elbows.
We're gonna
yeah, she
I don't
did.
think they were gonna
I
do
For
that to her.
Shelby's second attempt at
Even if she
68
stood up with it.
kilos.
Yeah.
Brianne on deck, Allison in the hole.
But anyways, yeah. So between those two, every day we have a multitude of lifters that come into the gym, at our home location, so to speak, in Altamont. We have, I believe, about 50 or 60 members of the weightlifting club. So it's great. It's, get to train with multiple people every day. And it's a great aspect.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
no lift, but she still has
That's a
one more
shame.
chance. We're gonna tighten up that bar for Brianne's second attempt at 68 kilos. Shelby on deck, Allison in the hole.
So Brianne Dykes lifts out of Coastal Empire. So if any of you know her, we'd love to hear about it. Give her a shout out on the stream.
Another close miss for Brianne, but she still has one more chance. We're going to tighten up that bar for Shelby's final attempt at 68 kilos. Brianne on deck, Allison in the hole.
Bit of a slower pull, but you know she kept continuing that bar's acceleration through the hips, which was good.
It just seemed like the pacing, the timing was a little off on that lift. I'm going to be honest with you.
I would
It was
agree.
a little start-stop.
Let's give her a round of applause. Those are great attempts
lift.
for Shelby at 68 kilos. We're going to load 70 kilos on the bar for Brianne's final attempt. Allison on deck, Gina in the hole.
I just got a text from a friend of mine in New York, Jared Prudhoff-Smith, who's a CrossFit and weightlifting coach up there. And he said, I hope it's going well down there. I hope Danny is still as approachable and nice as he was when I took my Oli cert with him.
Well, when he's definitely not running around either coaching or solving some technical issue. He's definitely always been one of the most approachable people. So.
Bar is loaded at 70 kilos for Brianne's final attempt from Coastal Empire.
She's been a little all over the place on her first two attempts. I would love to see her hit this and go into the clean and jerk with a decent number under her belt. So we'll see.
Let's give her a round of applause. Those are great
Can't
attempts
say
for
she
Brianne.
definitely didn't give it her all in that
At
last
70
one.
kilos, we are
tried to
going to
fight for
load
it.
71 kilos on the bar for
Close enough this
Allison's
time.
final attempt from Backroads Barbell.
Folks, if you're just joining us now, I'm David Tao. I'm joined by Robert Hill, who lifted a little earlier today at the Praelium here at the SoFit Expo in Jacksonville, Florida. Robert trains under the guidance of Danny Camargo, and we are in the snatch portion of the last session of the day here at the Praelium, the women's 63 kilogram session.
Here we have Allie Fleming going for a 71 kilogram snatch. Another really
Let's give
reached
her a
full
round of
extension
applause.
though.
Those are great
Yeah,
attempts
that
for
was away from
Allison. She'll be taking 66 for her snatch. Let's bring that bar to 72 kilos. First lift for Gina from Team Oli Concepts.
And to hear all of Gina's friends, it is now her time to lift.
Yeah, a lot of support for Gina from upstate New York, especially Rochester, the Rochester area. Coach Danny Camargo coming out and pumping her up a little bit.
Give them the slaps, as we like to call it.
The slaps. Yeah, it seems to be a trend in your alls group.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you kind of become accustomed to, and it's good. It reminds you to really drive off those legs. Ooh, great speed.
Oh, she didn't wait for the
knew
down
what she did.
signal.
You do have to wait for the down call. She does know that. So that technically is a no lift. We're going to tighten up that bar for her. Give her 2 minutes.
It's okay, Gina Palumbo fan. She's going to come back. She's going to hit that again. She has the strength.
She'll probably hit it just as easily as she did the first time.
Probably
Just-
look better, actually.
Yeah, just probably hold on to it for a second or two longer. It sucks seeing that, though, because they know as soon as they let go of the bar, they know exactly what they did.
Oh, it's okay. Gina's going to come out and hit that. It's going to be fine. Your competition nerves can get to you a little bit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're trying to qualify for a national meet, which in this case I'm not totally sure whether she is or not, but nevertheless, any meet on any day, nerves can get to you.
Stop the clock. Loaders, 73 kilos on the bar for Gina's second attempt, please.
It looks like we are going to go up.
Let's get Gina on the board. That's the motto right now. She's got so many fans at home. Caitlin Ruther just joined, asking what weight class this is. This is the women's 63 kilogram weight class. So they're snatching right now. There'll be probably a 5 to 10 minute break. We won't go anywhere, and then they'll come back for the clean and jerks. That'll be the final session of the day. So Caitlin, thank you for joining in, and hope you're ready to watch some pretty good weightlifting so far.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate, I'm David Tao, and I'm joined here by Robert Hill.
Hello to all.
Robert
Stop the clock.
Robert lifted earlier today.
75 kilos for Gina's second attempt.
It looks like we're going to go up again to 75 kilos. Which, if this still is Gina as our lifter, this was her last attempt, so she will be taking 75.
Bar is loaded at 75 kilos for Gina's second
And it
attempt.
looks like
1
Gina
minute
will be
on the
taking
clock.
this lift.
Come on, Gina. Let's go. Gina. Go on it. Come on.
That's all right. She still has one more chance. We're going to tighten up that bar for her. Put 2 minutes on the clock for her final attempt at
A lot of
75
movement
kilos.
that left leg, and definitely not as much with the right.
Yeah, not
Not
a
even.
super even pool there. I actually wonder if her hands are a little off center there, but we'll see.
Definitely could be a result if that were the case.
So the crowd has thinned out just a little bit, but still plenty of people here to watch these 63 kilogram ladies lift.
Yeah, absolutely. You tend to get to the later half of the day, and like you said, crowd begins to thin, whether it's a local meet or national meet. Everyone's trying to get home. It's a long day, but just like you said, even still, there's a good amount of people still here watching, so that's always good to see.
And folks, it's really cool that technology and weightlifting have both advanced in the past few years, so we're able to actually bring you a live stream of a local meet in real time on your mobile device. I remember trying to watch the 2011 U.S. Nationals, and to be fair, I was in Kentucky at the time, didn't have the best internet connectivity, so it was probably more my fault. Couldn't get a stream up, it kept crashing, couldn't get it up consistently,
Yeah.
and now I can be in the woods as long as I have 2 bars of reception. I can watch on my phone.
Good to go, absolutely, yeah.
For Gina's final attempt.
That's one thing I definitely noticed is USA Weightlifting really has kind of stepped up their technological presence, so to speak. They've made the live streams much better than they have been in the past, so great on their behalf. Gina has 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Just to let people know, since you're not seeing behind the scenes, the last one we live streamed, we had a little peek behind the scenes of our crew, but actually even just doing this with a nice high-res camera on a platform. I'll talk about that after Gina makes this lift. This might be the most anticipated lift of these events.
Absolutely. It seems that she definitely has the largest following. So close.
Let's give her a round of applause. That was a great fight from Gina at 75 kilos. We're going to take a 5-minute break, 5 minutes, and then we'll come back with the last session of the day.
All right,
Clean
folks,
and jerks.
we're going to go mute. We're going to keep the stream going, but we're going to turn off the mics for about 5 minutes, and then we'll be back on when the ladies come out for their clean tricks. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. See you in a bit. All right, folks, we are back for the clean and jerk portion of the women's 63 kilogram weight class here at the Praelium. Judges are taking their positions, and we are moments away from having the first lifter.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our first lifter. Christina, 58 kilos on the bar from Team Only Concepts. Jennifer on deck, Gabrielle in the hole.
All right, Christina signaling to the judges that she has a poor lockout in the right arm. Great clean. Look good to
Good
me.
lift for Christina at 58 kilos. Let's lower the bar to 59 kilos for Jennifer's first attempt.
All right, Jennifer Cronley's first attempt. She is lifting out a C-word barbell, and is going to open at 59 kilograms.
That is a good lift for Jennifer at 59 kilos.
All
We're
right,
gonna
starting
go
off
with
session with
automatic,
2 good
unless I hear
lifts.
otherwise.
Hopefully the good
60 kilos for
combo
Jennifer's second
continues.
attempt.
We have a bit of an extended loading here. Dave, why don't you go ahead and tell the new viewers about Barbend, since you guys are a new company.
Sure. Great segue. Barbend.com is a strength sport news, analysis, advice, opinion resource. If it's strength sports, we love it.
Second attempt.
We write and
2 minutes on the
update
clock.
the site daily with new articles,
Christina
insights,
on deck, Gabrielle on the hole.
interviews, videos, you name it. And we have just begun, as of last month in July, to start live streaming some events. Last month we live streamed the RVA Open, which was a weightlifting competition
Stop the clock.
in
Loaders,
Richmond,
let's load the
Virginia.
bar to 61 kilos for Christina's final attempt.
And now we're live streaming the Praelium. And
Jennifer on deck,
we
Gabrielle in the hole.
love weightlifting. It's not all we cover. We cover strongman, powerlifting,
Bar
functional
loaded
fitness
at
as well.
61
But
kilos for Christina's second attempt.
weightlifting is
From Team Only Concepts.
weightlifting is most definitely an important part of what we do, and a passion of ours.
Great. Another great attempt.
Yeah, looks good.
Good lift for Christina at
But yeah,
61
definitely,
kilos.
it's an
Let's
excellent
sign up
resource that you
bar
guys
for
should
Jennifer's
follow.
Second attempt at 61.
You know, being an athlete, I will admittedly say that they are on top of things even more so than I am. There's been a few times where I've went on the site and seen some things that I did not even know about. And
61 kilos on the
That's
bar
music
for
to-
Jennifer's second
music
attempt
to my
from
ears.
Team
Yeah.
Barbell Club.
and I'd like to think I stay pretty on top of things. But it's good. There's always new news happening in the world of weightlifting. And
Clock is running
you said,
for
other power
Jennifer
sports as
from
well.
Team Barbell Club second attempt.
All right, we got Jennifer coming out for attempt number 2. 61 kilos. So certainly over body weight for these women.
Roughly 135 pounds for the kilogram challenged.
Can't quite
That was
secure it
a
overhead.
close miss for Jennifer for her second attempt. We're going to tighten up that bar, put 2 minutes on the clock for her final at 61 kilos. Christina on deck.
I believe she'll be repeating that weight again.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to go up too much. Maybe at the most 1 kilo to put some time on the clock, but
And for weightlifters that follow themselves in the instance of a miss, or if they are the final lifter remaining, they do get a 2-minute clock, as opposed to a standard 1-minute clock. For those that are new to the sport.
we have a few more Australian viewers. Darren Coughlin watching from CrossFit Newcastle in Australia. Thanks for tuning in, Darren. Darren's also a bar bend contributor several times over, so always great to keep it in the family, so to speak, and have our riders watching. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Darren is a pretty accomplished weightlifting coach himself, having coached the Oceania Games champion from 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. Pip Malone.
Congratulations to you as well.
So he knows a thing or two about moving a heavy barbell, probably more than most of us ever will.
Bar is loaded at 61 kilos for Jennifer's final attempt from
All
Seaward
right,
Barbell
Jennifer
Club.
getting a quick shout out from Darren before she takes this attempt.
Darren says smashing coffee and watching lifting. Love it. Stephanie Wasserman is
Stephanie.
cheering on Jen. A little rough on the clean, but see if she can drive through. I don't think they can give that to her. No.
Yeah.
That was a
That's
press
a
out.
no lift for Jennifer.
Yeah, it's funny. There are some of those athletes, though, that really excel on the jerk much more than the clean, or vice versa.
We've definitely seen that a few times
Yeah.
today. Really struggling cleans, and then just where'd they get the jerk out of?
Gabrielle on deck, Sabrina in the hole.
When you started lifting, what was the hardest phase of the clean and jerk for you?
It's always been a toss-up, to be honest. As soon as I think it's a clean, then my jerk kind of falls apart, and then as soon as my jerk starts to get good, my clean falls apart. So it's always been a struggle for me. For any of the viewers that know about Danny, he definitely is prefers the snatch to the clean and jerk. That was his favorite lift when he was a lifter, and somehow it always seems to transfer down to his lifters as well. But
She gets that bar into her hips really nicely.
yes.
All right. Pretty good lifting.
Yep.
Good lift for Christina.
For the most part, though, I feel like
64 kilos.
for me personally, it's
Total 66 kilos on the bar
clean
for
portion of it.
Gabrielle's first
Usually I'll hit
attempt.
the jerk.
Sabrina on deck.
But like I said, that's lately. In 2 months,
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Could be the walk up to the platform.
yeah,
Just
you
get
know,
up there.
you may trip over the platform and not even make it to the lift.
Get the yips.
That's right.
Folks, if you have any lifters you're watching or cheering for, let us know in the comments, and let us know where you're watching from. We've had people from literally all over the globe, which is great, but it could be as mundane as a small town just outside of Jacksonville for all
Yeah.
we care. We want to hear where you're lifting, where you're watching, and also where you lift out of if you're a lifter. If you're not a lifter, you can still enjoy this. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you ever do want to get involved in the sport through USA Weightlifting's website, which I believe is teamusa.org/USA-weightlifting, you can go and hit the Find a Club section, and you can find a local weightlifting club and get started.
Big punch here. Get your breath.
All right, 2 to 1 4. 2 whites, 1 red.
Kilos. We're going to go with automatic
Pretty
increase
solid
for her
lift.
second
I'm not
attempt,
sure
2
whether
minutes on
our
the
center
clock.
judge saw maybe a little bobble in the elbows. And
Obviously,
the jerk.
has a different angle, and we're
Yes.
we're a little bit off to even further to the right of the camera. So if there's especially on that right arm, or sorry, that
Loaders,
left arm,
69 kilos on the bar,
a
please.
bend,
For Gabrielle's
it'd be a
second
little harder
attempt.
for us to detect. So. I think Darren wrote something that looks like it has a little typo. I don't know what an ifter is. Of Stephen Arnold watching from Houston, Texas. Hey, Stephen. Thanks for tuning in. And Jasmine Hervaskari. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but San Diego watching for Gina Palumbo. Jasmine, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but thank you for tuning in and watching today.
Absolutely. Looks like Gina's fans by herself span the country.
Yeah. we should write an article on Gina to go viral.
Yeah. Oh, only people that have to share it are her friends, and it's at least seems to be 1,000.
Yeah, you got it. We're good to go. My works. Take the week off. I think what Darren meant to say was good save of the clean, almost a lifter at Olympics. Yeah, Pip Malone was very close to qualifying for the Olympics. Australia only had one women's spot during this Olympic cycle. So very, very difficult to qualify.
So some people also not totally realize just how hard it is to qualify for the Olympics and weightlifting.
It is remarkably difficult.
It's a lot more to it than just hitting a total.
Big breath. Relax. Relax. Punch hard.
Sure.
That is a good lift for Gabrielle at 69
And that could be to our
kilos.
podcast
We're
on
gonna
its
go
own,
automatic
discussing
for her
the
final
process, just to
2 minutes on the
reiterate
clock.
to the viewers just how hard it is to get to that level in this sport.
It's tough too because you'll get some remarkable lifters from various countries that where it comes down to them not being there, not because they're not on an elite international level, but because their country has difficulty securing, their country's weightlifting program has difficulty securing spots,
Yeah.
which is tough. It's not even based on, honestly, it's not even who has the best Sinclair oftentimes.
No, yeah.
It comes, it's not who is the best lifter pound for pound. It's oftentimes what spots are available and who has the best chance to medal in what weight class. It depends on
Right.
which weight classes are stronger at a given moment. There's so many variables that go into the calculus, and it's difficult to describe for people who aren't familiar with the sport. It's tough.
Absolutely, yeah.
2 minutes on the clock.
To get as basic as possible with it, each country gets awarded points based on their placing at international competitions.
Stop the clock.
And
Loaders,
based on how many
72
points
kilos
your
for
country
Gabrielle's
receives
final attempt.
in the men's and women's categories, that translates into spots awarded at the Olympics. So you may have a country who gets awarded no spots at the Olympics, regardless of whether they have a lifter that could medal at the Olympics. If they don't go and show up and secure enough points for their nation at our national meet, unfortunately they will not be competing.
Mike Graber, who's a Barbend contributor, actually has written a few really good resources that kind of breaks down the USA's selection process for Olympic spots and qualification spots. Now, every country is a little different, and they have
Yes.
different paths to qualification. So, for anyone interested in that, I would definitely recommend checking out Mike Graber's author portal on Barbend, barbend.com/author/Mike-Graber, and you can find some really great pieces about what the U.S. went through to qualify lifters
Yeah.
in the most recent cycle. Pretty interesting. That's a fight. Come on, Gabby.
Relax. Relax. Fire a big punch here.
What a fight. And looks like a good lift from the judges.
Gabrielle, 72 kilos, going 3 for 3 on her clean and jerks. Let's load that bar to 76 kilos for Sabrina's first attempt.
David, are you guys on other social media platforms other than Facebook?
We sure are. We're at Barbend on Instagram, and we're at Barbend News on Twitter. But look, this is weightlifting. People love Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely.
at Barbend. It'd be silly to say anything otherwise.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I will go ahead and give you guys a follow right now.
Oh man, taken up by one. Appreciate it.
That's all it takes, right? One at a time.
And after this lift, let people know where they can find you.
And
a good lift.
For Sabrina at 76 kilos. We're going to tighten up that bar for Rachel's first attempt at 76.
I'm on Instagram as well, at RobHill77. I know, very classic name and weight class. But yeah, most of my profile consists of almost all weightlifting. Having said that, it also contains some value information about Florida Weightlifting Federation and upcoming events as well. So if you guys are in the Florida area, please feel free to go ahead and give that a follow and keep up to date with Florida news and weightlifting. Great clean by Rachel Moore. And a solid jerk.
That is
I like
a
that.
good lift for Rachel, 76 kilos. We're going to go to the bar to 77 kilos for Shelby's first attempt.
All right, we're about halfway through this last clean and jerk session today here at the Praelium in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida.
Lightweight, strong step, chin legs. Hold it, hold it, hold it.
That is a good lift for Shelby at 77 kilos.
Speaking of Jacksonville, Florida,
We're
and
gonna go
what
with
sports
her
you guys
automatic
cover,
inquiries for her
it may
second
seem
attempt,
like the
78
sport
kilos,
of functional
unless I hear
fitness, CrossFit,
otherwise.
may be taking its way over to
78
Jacksonville.
kilos on
You know,
the
there are a
bar, 2
few
minutes on the
cities
clock
left
for
in the running. We
Shelby's
wrote on
second
this
attempt.
recently.
Sabrina on deck, Rachel in the hole.
And Jacksonville is definitely at the top of a lot of people's lists. It's the one that they've announced that they're scouting out. It's one where the city of Jacksonville submitted a formal proposal to CrossFit to host the games. It's a pretty lengthy process. They had to have a certain number of resources, pony up a certain amount of money, and yada, yada, yada. So not decided yet. There's still a few other cities in the running, including like Minneapolis, for instance. But it seems to be that a lot of people think, speculatively, that Jacksonville is the favorite right now.
Yeah. And for those of you that follow CrossFit, I do know
Stop
that
the clock.
they indeed had a regional
Voters,
event
let's
here,
hold that bar
I believe 2
to
years ago.
79 kilos
So,
for
you know,
Sabrina,
CrossFit
second
does
attempt.
have a
Rachel
bit
on
of
deck,
experience with hosting
Katie in the
a
hole.
large-scale competition while, you know, it's not the games. And to have some sort of knowledge of the city and how they could possibly put together such a large-scale event may give
Bars
Jacksonville
loaded
a bit of
79
a
kilos for Sabrina's second attempt
advantage.
From Team Oli Concepts. 1 minute on the clock, please.
Well, Jacksonville certainly has a space, and I think that's
Yeah.
one. So having been at the games the last couple of years, Carson, California is kind of within LA, but there's not a whole lot of room to grow beyond it.
Okay.
I feel like you do feel somewhat cramped there still. Oh, great lift. Textbook lift.
And that is a good lift qualifying.
Having
her
said
for
that, though, I
universities.
will say it was interesting to hear that of all the cities in Florida,
We are going
Jacksonville
to tighten up
was
that bar
the
for Rachel's second attempt at
Well,
79.
the cities had to submit bids. So it's not necessarily what even CrossFit thinks would be the best fit. I don't necessarily.
Okay.
Or what people think would be the best fit.
Right.
It's which cities, given the request for proposal that CrossFit put out,
Right.
were willing to submit bids. It was
Right.
they sent out a request for proposal saying,
Okay.
"Hey, who wants to host it?"
Yeah.
It has this estimated economic impact. This is what we think it brings to the city. Who wants it?
Right.
And
yeah.
so it wasn't necessarily the cities that we think are best equipped. It was the cities that were that and wanted to go through that process.
Right. Yeah, there's another great reason of why to follow Barbend, because it's all information that I did not even know.
I like that clean a lot.
Yeah,
She looks very
she's a
strong.
solid lifter, clean and jerk. Both aspects.
Man. 813. CrossFit
That is a good
813.
lift for Rachel at 79 kilos.
But I
Let's
think
hold that bar
the
to
benefit
80
that Jacksonville
kilos for
has
Katie's first
a
attempt.
professional sports
Shelby
stadium.
on deck.
Has a few professional caliber sports stadiums. They're very close to each other.
Yeah.
Within walking distance.
Yeah, which I noticed as well driving around the city.
It's close to the water, so you could have
Right. Which something that I realized too is one of the stadiums is possibly in running distance from the stadium to the river.
That is something that I'm sure they're noting.
Yes. So definitely may throw in a
80
curveball here
kilos on the bar for
if
Kaylee's
Jacksonville
first
does
attempt
indeed
from
get the bid.
Epidemic Weightlifting. Shelby on deck, Gina in the hole.
It's also worth noting Jacksonville just has a space. It has the hotel capacity. It has it's the largest city by landmass in the contiguous United States.
Did not know that.
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah. Just by the sprawl.
Mm-hmm. Nice lift. And I think it does have. I mean, the ocean isn't too far away, so I think it's only like 30, 45 minutes. So they do want to do another open ocean event. That is
Definitely in the realm of
possible.
possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville's Florida's largest city. A lot of people just think of Miami automatically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Jacksonville's bigger.
Yep.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where the games ends up. I think all cities have their upsides, obviously, but
Yeah. Well, if it certainly does come to Jacksonville, it makes it a lot easier for people that live in Orlando to come watch the games. Here we have Shelby Burke out of Ape Squad, also a gym in Orlando.
Come on, squeeze. Legs.
Come on, set and legs. Tight.
her last jerk looks so solid. I think she just
Yeah.
kind of ran out of energy.
Yeah,
But
I would
we
agree.
forgot to mention that her first lift also qualified her for University Nationals.
So she is already qualified
We're
for
gonna
University
tighten up
Nationals.
that bar for her. Put 2 minutes on the clock for her
It's always
final
good to see,
attempt at 80 kilos.
first time national qualifiers, always a big
Gina
meet.
on deck.
So,
Sabrina
Robert,
in
explain
the
to us a
hole.
little bit about University Nationals, because there are a few. There's a Junior Nationals, Youth Nationals, There's Under 23 Nationals, Under 25 Nationals. Sorry, and then there's University Nationals.
Yes.
So, explain that. What does that mean?
Okay, so we'll start from the bottom as far as age divisions go and work our way up. So the Youth Nationals, all of these national meets are held annually, but beginning with Youth Nationals, there is 3 age divisions within Youth Nationals. You have the 16 to 17 division, the 14 to 15 division, and then the 13 and under division, all of which have different qualifying totals depending on age and weight class. Junior Nationals, which is held roughly in the February to March time of year, is anyone from ages 18 to 20. And then Senior Nationals is any age. As you progress up through the ages, obviously the qualifying totals get much harder to hit. And then in addition to that, we also have the university and recently, as of this year,
Okay, bar
the
is
under
loaded at 80
under
kilos, 1 minute
25
30
national
seconds on the
championships.
clock for Shelby's
And
final attempt.
I
Gina on
believe
deck, Sabrina
that
in the
USA
hole.
Weightlifting brought that back. It's done around the world as an under 23 championship. So why they chose 25, I'm not totally sure, but it's a good national meet for people that are kind of like in between. They're not quite at the senior national level caliber, but are still able to qualify for a national meet. And I think it's a great thing that they brought back. The qualifying totals, I believe, are the same whether you are at university nationals, which basically just means you are a university athlete, or under 25.
So university nationals, you have to be regardless of age, you have to be enrolled in a university.
Under 27.
Under 27. Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yes, so you have to be under 27 and enrolled in any university or community college.
Okay.
Let's pause for this lift real quick. Shelby Burke. 85 kilos.
You got this, Shelby.
Breathe.
You gotta show me legs. You gotta show me legs right now.
Gotta work for it.
Much better.
Good lift for Shelby at 80 kilos.
And
Oh,
running
no,
jump
running
and
jump.
hug.
Their coaches are. We've seen a few of those today. That's great.
Yeah.
Bar for Gina's first attempt.
Funny enough,
Sabrina on deck,
by making it under
Rachel in the
25 instead of
hole.
under 23, that would include a lifter who I actually don't think is going to be competing there, though.
Correct.
Jenny Arthur. I'm actually not sure whether. I don't think she's going to be competing there, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, those big time, so to speak, international lifters, most of them, if they are competing, it most likely will be in the university division, as they are qualifying for university world championships and the universiads, which is basically the Olympics for university athletes. I believe it's held every 2 years, as long as the International Weightlifting Federation approves the event and location. Solid jerk.
Waiting for that down signal. A few lifters struggle with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For Sabrina's final attempt at
Including
81.
Gina on her first snatch, but that one was good. Good work, Gina. Coming back after missing her 3 snatches and really giving her all in the clean and jerks. That's what we like to see.
Absolutely. And here we have Sabrina Salma out of Team Molly Concept. She is one of 2 junior lifters competing.
Oh, wow, okay.
Pretty solid clean and jerk.
Split
Split
decision.
decision 2 to 1.
81 kilos.
Looks like a PR lift to me based on the celebration.
For Brianne's first attempt, Rachel on deck, Katie in the hole.
All right, we're nearing roughly the end of this session. Only a few lifters left. Last session of the day. And just to remind folks, we will be back tomorrow morning. The first 2 sessions of the day are masters lifters, and it's actually for very high stakes because we have some masters lifters looking to qualify for international teams. And then the rest of the day we have the rest of the senior categories. So 85 men's, 69 women's, and up from there. Oh, wow.
That is a
Textbook as
good
lifts
lift
it
for
gets.
Brianne at 82 kilos. We're going to tighten up that bar for Rachel's final attempt at 82. Okay, well, she got it. We're good. 3 for 3, 82 kilos. The lifter is now Brianne.
Looks like there was
for
a
her
bit of a
first
mix-up
attempt at
as to the order
82.
of lifting. Now, typically, if a lifter does go out of order and it is not caught, it is not that lifter's responsibility. They typically will indeed get a fourth attempt. However, in this case, Rachel went ahead and made the lift, so there really isn't need for a fourth. Nice split.
That is a good lift for Brianna.
Bit slow on the pull, but
we're gonna
Brianna
load 83
is
kilos
a
on the bar for
taller
Bailey's
lifter,
second
longer
attempt.
limbs,
Yeah.
a little longer to move the bar. Now, it doesn't preclude you from success in weightlifting. A lot of the great weightlifters throughout history have had very long limbs and have been tall for their body weights, but it doesn't make life much easier.
No, definitely not. You know, primarily you'll see lifters who are successful are a bit of the shorter stature with shorter limbs. With that said, yes, absolutely, there are quite a few, as you said, well-known lifters that are the complete opposite, so to speak.
Tight. Heels. Finish. Tight, 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 tight. Down.
That is a good
Kept the
lift
crowd
for
a little
Kaylee
bit
at
in front of her on the
83
jerk,
kilos.
but
Let's
managed to
load
hold on.
84 on the bar for Allison's
Kaylee just
first
looks like she's
attempt.
playing around with this weight.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have to catch a single thing in the squat all day.
Certainly must be nice. I've yet to know that feeling. And Allison Fleming out of Backroads Barbell. I believe she is out of the Orlando area as well.
Another example of a lifter
That was a good
very
fight
long
from
limbs
Allison
who
at 84
yes,
kilos.
finds a way to make it work.
Let's load the bar to
Absolutely.
85 kilos for Gina's second attempt.
Yeah.
Brianne on
Can't
deck.
help but wonder on that jerk. It did look like her grip was a little bit off.
A little bit off. I think.
Yeah.
I think actually I have a similar issue. I have much better mobility in one elbow than the other. And
Okay.
sometimes when I catch a clean or I'm in a front squat, it'll actually my grip is actually even, but one elbow will be significantly higher than the other.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I don't know if that's. I'd have to watch the replay to see if that's what's going on with her. But okay, the slaps, giving her the slaps, activating the quads
That's
and the
right.
hamstrings.
The DFC special.
That's all right. She still has
Gotta
one
move
more
this
chance
feet a
to
little
hit
bit.
that. We're gonna tighten up that bar. The lifter's
It's
gonna
hard
be
to,
Brianne.
No one's ankle
For
flexion's
her
that
second
good.
attempt
Yeah.
at 85. Gina on deck.
It's quite hard to
Allison
get
in
into the
hole.
bottom of a squat into a solid bottom position when your feet are that close together.
Very slow pull off the ground, but she manages to accelerate it. Oh,
So go.
Had it at
For
arm's
Brianne,
length,
she
just-
still has one more chance
You
as
know,
well.
I wonder, and I
We're
could
gonna
be
tighten up
completely
that
wrong,
bar for
but
Gina's
I wonder
final
if
attempt
her
at
coach is
85
one of
kilo.
the very adamant on the two-speed philosophy off the ground.
Well, it's the clean. I mean, obviously, a bit of a struggle to get out of the squat, so a leg strength issue there. But actually, the bar ends up basically where it should.
Yeah.
Come on, Gina.
Let's see if Gina can hit her last clean jerk. And and hits the jerk. 2-1 decision.
I think the center judge might have seen a press out.
Yeah, I did see a bit of a bobble on the right arm.
Second attempt, Kaylee on deck, Brianne in the hole.
All right, folks, we are coming down to just the last few lifters here. Not a whole lot left in this session.
And Allison Fleming at 86 kilograms. Just a bit forward on the
Close
stand
for
up.
Allison. She still has one more chance. We're going to tighten up
It's
that
gonna
bar
come
for
back.
her,
I'm
put
sure
2
she'll
minutes on
make
the
that.
clock for her final attempt at 86 kilos.
And just as David said, we are coming down to the last few lifts in this session and last few lifts of today. For that matter, and want to thank everyone for tuning in throughout the day today, and look forward to having you guys back tomorrow, bright and early at
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Well, we'll be. I'll be here before that. Robert, you should sleep in tomorrow.
I probably may sleep. Actually, you know what? I probably won't because I probably will be coaching tomorrow.
Yeah. Tell us about the lifters you're coaching tomorrow.
Yeah. So, you know, at Team Only Concepts, we introduced a kind of new style, so to speak, and we partnered with a CrossFit gym, which is called EW, which stands for Elite Wellness, and they have 5 locations in the Central Florida area, each of which has an Only Concepts within it.
Okay.
So our headquarters, so to speak, is in Altamont, where I primarily train. With that said, we have another location in Heathrow, Lake Mary, which is a bit north of Altamont, and that is run by Maddie Rogers. And then we have another one in closer to the theme parks, which is CrossFit Kings Point. And then soon enough, we are opening one in Winter Park, kind of in between downtown and UCF area, which I will be running that one.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So as far as coaching goes, I tend to play the dual role every now and again when it's needed. At competitions, it seems to be often, but it's definitely a responsibility that I do happily. And with that, Allison smokes an 86 kilo clean and
We're
jerk.
going to go
All
at
weights.
87 kilos on the bar for Kaylee's final attempt.
Trust those legs. Come on.
Here we have Kaylee with 87 kilos on the bar. Going for her last clean and jerk, I believe.
This will be your last attempt. Quick at the elbows.
Let's give her a round of applause. That was a great attempt.
And she never fully
We're
brings
going
that bar
to
back
go
into her
88
hips and,
kilos
is
on the
able to
bar
really
for
make contact and
Brianne's
explode.
final attempt. Bars loaded at 88 kilos for Brianne's final attempt.
Just didn't have the
Let's
leg
give her a
strength on
round of
that one.
applause. Another great attempt for
That was a
Brianne.
good attempt.
Yeah. Next time.
That is the end of the competition.
And that is
All
it.
right, folks. That was the last
We're just
attempt
gonna
of the
head out.
day
We're
in this
gonna
women's
quick and
63
we'll be
kilogram
done.
session. We are going to be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for Masters weightlifting. But that is all for today. For Barbend, I am David Tao.
I am Robert Hill.
Thank you so much for tuning in and have a pleasant evening.